I got us at 8:30. Hey, family, looks like we are ready to kick off another Grits and Grants 15. Let me make sure I got everything set up here. Let's make sure we're getting out there in Wonderland. How was your day yesterday, June? While I check a few things.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
What was
Everything was
wonderful
wonderful. Because I'm here. I'm alive.
Okay.
And it's my birthday month. Yay.
Not the entire month again.
The entire month.
Not the whole entirety of the month.
You lucky I don't celebrate for the next 6 months.
Hey, family, welcome to another Morning Time of Crazy Faith. I am your co-host, Smitty Smith, and I'm here with
June Smith, River City Blues Realty.
who is also continuing the celebration of her 48th birthday for the next 30 days, which she's been doing this for how many years, June? 10 years? 10 years? Do the math, people. Do the math.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
June, here we are, June the 12th.
Woohoo!
June, 12 days of your birthday have gone.
I know, right?
You know, seriously, what's going on, June? You only get 30 days per year, and 12, almost half of them are gone.
That's right. That's why you got to celebrate every single day.
Every
Give
day.
yourself small gifts. Whatever it is, give yourself small gifts.
Yeah, that's a good
Even if
idea.
it's shutting yourself off from the kids for 5 minutes so you can have a little bit of peace.
If you got
Do
bad
it.
kids, spend some time away from them.
That's right. Do it. Do it.
You
Do
know,
it.
I gave myself three small gifts so far.
Oh,
June.
you did?
Yeah, each morning at 5 o'clock, 5:30,
Uh-huh.
I have been going outside in the yard before the heat heats up.
Okay,
Before it
how's that a
gets
gift?
stuck.
How is that a gift?
Because I get to go out there and catch the morning sun, hear the birds, and do some work before it gets hot. I get to say, dark 30. That's even before the mosquitoes wake up, man. I am out there doing the thing.
Okay.
And by the time, you've been out there with me.
That's true.
So-
but I didn't consider it a gift. It was a chore.
It was a gift from me to you, boo. Come on, you know, Miss Smith.
I'm giving it back.
I don't want it back.
No take backs, right?
No get backs, no takes backs. Some gifts are meant to be shared. You know, but we've been successful,
Yes.
and we've gotten a lot of stuff done.
We have.
You know, and it's a really cool way to start the day. So I consider it to be a reward. So when you said earlier, reward yourself with small gifts, I think that is a wonderful thing to do, June.
It is. It is.
You know, because if you don't reward you, who's going to reward you?
Nobody.
You know, and just something simple as, clipping up some plants, or I'll call June when she goes in the yard and Rain Man's it when she stands in a spot and just stares out into space. figuring out
Because
what we're
that's
gonna
my
do next.
sanctuary, and I don't know if many people know. For me, like if I've lost a good friend or a family member, I actually plant a tree as a memorial.
Yeah.
So this is my time to spend time just thinking about them when I walk up to the tree, and the special times that we have. It's still like if they're with me.
Yeah. It's a great idea, June, because they are still with us. They're
They
in our
are.
spirits. They're there. We can talk to them. They can even talk to us.
And if you go on Facebook, you'll see I've got Smitty's posted my sister Coral up there, and she comes back every single year just as bright and big and bubbly like when she was alive,
Yeah.
And she is still alive.
let me say, she is still alive and she's still with you, June.
Yep.
Every single morning. She's there waiting for you, as a matter of fact.
Waiting for me to come visit.
June. But so those are my successes. But you know what, June? I like to talk about some of my failures. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Name it what you want.
You know,
I don't believe in failures.
I do. I believe in failing my way to the top, June.
Okay.
I do. I believe that each failure offers lessons learned.
And that's what I like to call it, lessons. Not failures, it's lessons.
Okay? Different strokes for different folks.
That's true.
I'll call it lessons learned, but lessons applied.
Okay.
We can learn a lesson, and then we can learn a lesson. We can learn the same lesson. We can learn the same lesson. And we can continuously learn the same lesson. That's why I call it a failure. Now, June, I love the way June is always positive. Family, and how you interpret this depends upon who you are and where you are.
That's right.
But June, my first job was at Wendy's. And I was making, I think it was $3 an hour, something like that, in high school. And I didn't like it. So then I went into the service for a while. Guess what?
I didn't like it.
Too many people telling me what to do all the time. So guess when I got a service, guess where I went, June?
I don't know. Back to Wendy's?
Back to Wendy's. As a manager. And guess what?
What?
Hated it. Oh my God, family. I was just not succeeding. I was working 52 to 60 hours a week. There all the time. Tired. Couldn't get folks to show up. I was failing. I was, June. It felt like a gigantic failure because I wasn't where I was supposed to be. It didn't feel like that's where I was supposed to be.
Okay.
So June, I could have given up. I could have given in.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I kept struggling. I kept moving forward. Then, June.
Well, let me just ask you,
Yeah.
what does giving up and giving in look like?
Giving up, giving in is just where you just go through the motions. You just knock out 20 years doing something that you absolutely hate doing.
20 years. Ooh.
20 years. You end up doing something that just doesn't bring you joy. And you just go for the check.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, June, I went from there to being a manager at a grocery store. Hated it. Oh my God. I was Farm Fresh, as a matter of fact, June. Night manager at Farm Fresh. Oh my God. I was like, what am I doing? Why can I not seem to get on the path that leads me to where I want to go? You know what it was, June?
What was it?
I did not have the educational experience behind me to get to where I wanted to go. So I would have continued to what I felt like for me was fail. Because I just wasn't heading in the direction that I felt like I wanted to head to. Never happened to you, Jim?
Many times. But I don't see it as being a failure. I at the time, I think because I wasn't in that mindset, it felt like a failure. But as I matured, I realized that everything in life is a lesson. And it's a lesson learned. If I didn't go through all the many jobs I had, then it wouldn't have brought me to a position to be able to recognize that this is my destiny, this is my job, this is my career, this is what I love. So it helped me be who I am, and it gave me the experience so I can advise others about choosing the right career and not necessarily making bad choices. Yeah. So yeah, to me it's a lesson.
Yeah, it is. And you don't give up because it's a setup. Again, don't give up because it is setting you up to move further up.
Because Smitty, I worked in fast foods. I worked as a cashier.
Good plan.
Yes,
June can find a job.
I worked as a cashier in a movie theater. I cleaned bathrooms and offices and things like that. And I tell you, I was like, I do not like cleaning. People think that it's an easy job. It is not. No. It's a disgusting job sometimes. I'm like, But it's a lesson learned.
It is. It
made me realize, you know what? I'm never too humble.
Never.
I can never be too humble because I did it all. You name it, I did it. Yeah. Painted the side of buildings, did some construction work.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
I can see you landscaping, but I can't see you doing construction.
Yes. Hot, sticky, sweaty, disgusting.
And for me, June, it's only when I stopped and went to ECPI, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
ECPI, and at ECPI, I got a job straight out of school.
Okay.
It's computer programming. And you know what, June? I did well for 6 years until the one day that I was laid off. Just pulled into the office and they told me, we have to let you go. We're downsizing. Now that felt like a failure. Have you ever been laid off, June?
Yes.
How many times?
1, 2, 3. I think like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh my God, that one time it just struck me hard.
You were a baby. This is the first time you've been laid off. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be alright.
Yeah. It just hit me kind of hard, and hold on, let me get that thing over there. Sorry, family, I was trying to grab June's phone.
Right.
So again, failed there. And June, what was the next failure? Oh, well, wait a minute. Actually, that was the beginning. And you know what, June? I didn't even realize it. That was the beginning of me moving forward, where I was laid off on a Friday, and June, guess when I landed my next career?
Where?
The following Monday. Good morning, Miss Davis.
Yes, good morning, Miss Sherry Davis. Sorry, my phone is lagging. I couldn't get on it.
Yeah, I landed a job working at HP Wrap in the community where I was living, and I was their marketing manager, June. Mm-hmm. And basically, I was responsible for, guess what? Just
what?
Take a wild guess.
Selling houses.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that I've always wanted to do, and just the string of going from A to B. Mm-hmm. Again, in careers that I wouldn't even call it a career. For me, it was a job, and jobs that I absolutely hated.
But let me ask you this. From the jobs that you hated, what did you bring anything from those jobs into the position that you had?
I did. It was drive and determination not to go back. Don't get me wrong, June. Willing to go back.
Okay.
But not wanting to go back.
And that's why I say it's a lesson.
It is. But, again, I call it failures. Mm-hmm. You call it lessons, because we all are going to interpret things differently. June, I was miserable, so I'm calling them a failure. I didn't think of them as a setup for a step up at that time.
Smitty, remember I said I did construction? Now I can look at a house and I can notice when there's got cracks in the foundation and that they need to be pointed up and that it can be fixed. Yeah. I would have never thought that would have helped me. Like, I'm never going to do construction again. But now I realize it's helped me become a better realtor.
Yeah. And if you ever got cold French fries, it's my fault. And as I always said, I didn't care then and I don't care now. But family, it made me seek an opportunity to do better, to get better, to achieve better, but more importantly, to stay better.
Yeah.
All right? Because what a failure does is a failure can make you go further back. It can make you regress below where you were. And you know what, June? I didn't want that.
What's that? What is it that people say? Your attitude, something
your attitude. Yeah, your attitude controls your altitude.
Yes.
Yeah, So again, it was a failure for me. Mm-hmm. It was a lesson learned for June, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. We're all going to experience it.
Oh yeah.
But the key here, family, is you got to recognize it and name it, and be honest with yourself. Because lessons learned, yes, for June, but they were failures for me. And I'm good with that, June.
You are?
I really am.
Okay.
Now, of course, did I learn lessons? Yes. But I took the failures. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm not going to continue to fail forever. Sooner or later, I got to put things in place so that I won't continue to fail.
And that is the key. I get up and I go to pick up Daniel, our son, at 4:00 in the morning. He's working at Walmart. He works overnight. And he's like, oh, in the beginning, he was so happy because he's like, okay, I get a paycheck. A paycheck. And then once he started really working for that paycheck, and this is his first overnight job until he goes back to college, he was like, man, my hat goes off to people that have to do this all the time. I only have to do it until I go back to college. This is rough. This isn't easy. I'm like, life isn't easy.
No. I did that. I had an overnight job, June. I worked out as a night porter at Shoney's.
Yeah.
And they would lock me in that restaurant by myself. And my job was to clean it up. Man, I'd have that restaurant clean in 2 hours.
And then what did you do?
I sat next to the front door the other 6 hours ready to run up out of there. If there was any kind of monsters. Man, the restaurant makes a lot of... Can you imagine being the only one in the restaurant, June? The only one. You hear all these different noises.
I was going to say, do you hear noises?
Yeah, I couldn't even sleep with someone. I cleaned that restaurant top to bottom in 2 hours, Jane.
See, that's why you're just a neat freak at home now, huh?
Man, yes, seriously. Oh, my God. Again, a failure. That was a failure for me, but I learned this also is not what I want to do.
Well, I want to ask Sherry, if you're still with us, would you say it's a failure? What side are you on? Failure or lesson?
Me, it was a failure, Sherry, all day long. I'm just gonna be honest. But you know, June. But again, not to take away from what you're sharing about lessons learned, because I did learn some lessons. You know, and I failed my way all the way up to real estate. And then when I got it, it was like, oh, she calls it a lesson as well.
See,
okay,
there you go.
Hey, two birds of a feather.
Yes.
So, family, whatever you call it, just recognize it, name it. You name it what it says to you, and then you learn from it.
So my question, because I know people are going to be asking, what's that got to do with real estate, Smitty?
Oh, it's got everything to do with real estate, June, because there's everything to do with life.
Okay.
I start a savings account, a bill shows up. June, if I save $1, some call shows up that costs me
You spend
$2,
$4. Yes, yes.
Absolutely, you know. But do we stop? No. So you know what I do, June? Next time I'm gonna save $2.
Okay.
So at least when that $2 bill shows up, I'll be even. Nah, family, you know what? I start making decisions on my credit, and what do? I get frustrated. I go to open up a new credit card and end up losing points. That's a failure.
You know, you're absolutely right, because we've
Purposeful
actually
failure.
had a lot of clients
Yes.
that have worked really hard to get their credit where it needs to be, and because the competition out there, other individuals searching for houses and they're getting outbid,
Yeah.
and or the interest rate is too high right now, so they stop.
Yeah.
Like, nope.
I call those failures, June.
Yeah.
But again, that's me personally. You know, I want everyone to understand. I've said it hopefully enough times to get folks to understand. You call it what it is to you. No one's judging you. You call what it is to you, and then you take action upon that to eliminate or at a minimize the number of failures or lessons or whatever it is you want to call them.
So I would say lessons, because then I'm like, okay, you know what? Don't wait until your lease is up and give yourself 45 days to buy a house. Give yourself more time, yeah.
Give yourself more time, family. You know, because real estate's always going to happen. June, we're still at 40.
Woo woo!
We're
It's
at 40.
okay.
You know, we're going to be at 40. Should be at 41 later this evening.
Yeah.
And 43, 42, 43 by Friday. Family, we're going to keep on keeping on.
And this is our point exactly. This individual was supposed to close when, Smitty?
Oh my God, a week ago. And then Gwen has a client who's supposed to close a week ago also.
Yes.
You know?
But these clients are amazing because what? They're not going to be like, didn't get my house last week. I'm done. I'm going to go buy a car.
I quit.
I'm gonna go do something. Charge
I
out my
ain't
credit
dealing
card.
with it no more.
Nope.
No, they had to dig in, or they had to simply be patient.
Yes.
All right, this patience is hard to do, family. Hey, look here. Matter of fact, Gwen Murphy Johnson, she's got a client closing. It was supposed to be last week. Hopefully, it'll be this week.
That's right.
We're gonna get $30,000 of grants and down payment assistance.
So is it worth waiting, Smitty?
It is worth the wait.
A week?
I'm telling you.
2 weeks?
Yes.
3 weeks?
Yes.
That's right.
To get $30,000 of grants and down payment assistance, you better believe it. Hey, family, look here. We got to let y'all go because June and I, we got to get out here and finish up in the yard. I am Smitty Smith.
And I am June Smith, River City Blues Realty. I'm on my way to somewhere called Rice, and not the rice you eat.
Yeah, you going to Rice, Virginia?
Rice, Virginia. It's over an hour away from here, but that's okay because I'm going to try and make somebody's dream happen.
Well, I hope it's next to gravy.
Funny.
Hey,
You're going to have people from Rice, Virginia say, ha ha ha.
that ain't funny.
We heard it
That
before.
ain't funny. You know, is it close to bacon?
Rice and bacon? No.
Hey, family, I am Smitty Smith.
And I am June Smith, River City Blues Realty.
As always and forever, ever, y'all folks stay blessed. And what, June Smith?
Highly flavored.
You deserve it. You really do.
I think it's
your world.
you know what? I think it's somewhere near or close to Blackstone. If you know where Blackstone is.
No.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
Deuces.
Peace.